Hey guys, Sai here, June 18th, 2025. Why did the SBA raise the Appeal to Heaven flag? Recently, Americans are becoming increasingly aware of revolutionary symbology being used in traditionally democratic spaces. The Christian nationalist right is flying rebellion and takeover right in our faces. The flag is supposed to be a nod to John Locke, who believed in the right to revolt under governmental tyranny. But like the CRA and other symbolic civil rights effigies, Christian nationalists use them to mock us. Which brings me to my question. What if I told you a $6 trillion heist has been happening for the last 12 years and it's still ongoing? Find it hard to believe? Let's start with what they stole from our taxes. Remember those PPP loans during COVID? 7.3 billion went to religious organizations, megachurches, televangelists, and other extremist religious networks. It was coordinated by Russell Vought, who ran the Office of Management and Budget. He's a self-described Christian nationalist who founded something called the Center for Renewing America, the other devoutly racist CRA. Fast forward to 2025, Vaught's back in charge of OMB, and now they've frozen $3 trillion in federal funds. That's not an exaggeration. They're systematically redirecting money from programs like education and environmental protection into what they call faith-based organizations. They even created a White House faith office run by Paula White Cain, specifically to funnel taxpayer money to Christian nationalist groups. It's like they built a pipeline straight from your wallet to their churches. And that's only half the story. While they were robbing the government, they were also robbing workers. Since 2019, corporations have stolen about $600 billion per year from workers' paychecks. How'd they do that? By reducing pay and keeping wages flat while productivity soared. Those profits should have gone to American workers, but it went to corporate coffers instead. $600 billion per year times 6 years equals $3.6 trillion stolen from American workers. And it's the same networks taking it, coming, and going. The Heritage Foundation, which created Project 2025, has board members from companies like Chase Bank, Dow Chemical, General Motors, and Pfizer. The same families funding Christian nationalist politics own major corporations, like the DeVos family, Amway billionaires who fund Christian nationalist organizations and fight against worker rights, and the Green family, who owns Hobby Lobby and uses religious liberty to avoid giving workers benefits. This isn't happenstance, it's collusion. They call it the Seven Mountains Mandate. Take control of government, business, education, media, arts, family, and religion. They created a secret group called the Council for National Policy, 400 of the richest conservatives meeting 3 times a year at undisclosed locations. Corporate executives meet with Heritage Foundation leaders to plan how to transfer wealth from workers to themselves. And the same lawyers who fight for religious liberty in government also help corporations avoid labor laws. They're collectively focused on trickle-up economics. Remember when Hobby Lobby fought the contraception mandate? The same legal team is helping corporations classify workers as independent contractors to avoid paying benefits. Let's talk numbers. 3+ trillion in frozen government funds being redirected, 7.3 billion in PPP loans to religious organizations forgiven, and 3.6 trillion stolen from workers through wage suppression. Total over $6 trillion transferred from America's middle class to Christian nationalist networks. This is the largest wealth transfer in human history, and it's not slowing down, it's accelerating. They turned church members into political loyalists with that $7 billion in PPP money, then used those loyalists to stage a coup, and later voted in politicians who froze the $3 trillion more. Meanwhile, their corporations kept suppressing wages. It's a positive feedback loop. Government money equals loyal voters, which equals more government control, which equals more corporate power, which equals more stolen wages, which equals more money to buy more government control. The craziest part? They're doing this all out in the open. Russell Vought literally said we want their funding to be shut down so agencies can't do rules against our energy industry because they have no bandwidth financially. They're not even hiding it anymore. They're bragging about defunding the government to benefit their corporate donors. Your tax dollars are being redirected to organizations that lobby for lower wages. Your wages are being suppressed by corporations that use the profits to lobby for more tax breaks. It's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's not left versus right. It's working Americans versus a coordinated network that's systematically looting the country while wrapping themselves in the flag and the cross like a bunch of snake oil carnies. $6 trillion. That's what they've stolen from us. And they're just getting started. Now you know. And the only way this stops is if enough people understand what's really happening. The SBA and all the other agencies have been overrun by Christian cult members, technocrats, and foreign agents. They don't seem to realize they don't have enough knives for all the backs they've been stabbing. The only flag that should be flying over our government institutions is the American flag. Full stop. You guys have a good evening.